Hello. Welcome back to the next lecture of advanced data structure in Python. And in this lecture, we'll learn some pattern-based programs. But before that, let me show you one thing. This is our website, bigdatayatra.com. You can check out our complete course, Python for Data Engineers and Big Data course. And few of our students are already placed in the big companies, and you can see their feedbacks. Do follow us on Instagram. This is our Insta, Big Data Yatra, and this is our YouTube. This is a prerequisite before you watch this video. Now we can proceed. Okay, so firstly here, okay, but before that, let me just turn off my Wi-Fi so that I don't get any disturbance at the time of recording. Yes, so we are all set. So today we will learn pattern-based programs. Okay, pattern-based programs. You can switch to 1.5 or 2x, right, if you know, but these are some of the very important patterns which we should know if we are learning data structures. Correct. Now before I jump to all of these patterns, 6 patterns, right? You can see these 6 patterns. This is a square pattern, this is a right triangle pattern, this is same right triangle pattern with numbers, this is again a right triangle pattern with the same numbers in every row, this is reverse right angle triangle, this is reverse right angle triangle with the numbers. Okay, but before that, let's look at the logic. All these patterns first will be built using loops, right? And here you can see, for example, this pattern is star square pattern, the very first star. Let me take just 4 rows is star, so it's a square, so number of rows will be equal to number of columns. So say suppose I want to print this pattern in Python, star. So you can see how many rows I have in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? How many columns I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 rows, 4 columns in this pattern, right? And what I need to print? I need to print a star. So rule number one, that first loop which you will apply will be for rows. First loop will be for your rows. For example, I want to print here 4 rows, right? So I will write for I in range 4, correct? And this for I in range 4, this is for rows. The number of rows I want to print will be equivalent to this number, and this loop is for my rows. Okay, rule 2, very important. This will help you to print any pattern. You will see yourself. I will print all these patterns using these rules. First loop will be for your rows. Second loop, here we have second loop. Now second loop will be for your columns. Very important. Second loop will be for your columns. Got it? And second loop, how many columns I have? 4. Now I have already used I here, so I will write for j in range 4 because I want to print 4 columns. First loop for rows, second loop for columns. Okay. Rule 3, in the columns loop, you will have to link it with somehow with number of rows. You will have to link it. You will have to find one pattern to link rows and columns. Then only you will be able to solve all these pattern based problems. Okay, so find synergy between rows and columns. Now here in this example, in the square example, rows is equal to columns. is equal to 4 in this case. So we have established this, right? Now rule 4, print the character or the number. Here in this case, what is the character I need to print? Star, right? So print the character always in J loop or always in inner loop, I can say. Always in inner or second loop. These 4 rules will help you to print all the 6 patterns. Let me just again cover all these patterns. You will start applying one loop, and first loop will be for your rows. Clear? Second loop will be for your columns, and this second loop will be inside the first loop. Third rule is to find synergy between rows and columns. Fourth rule is to print the character in the second loop. Okay. Now let's deep dive into this pattern. The first pattern. Let me just paste it here. Okay. Now see this pattern. I will print. Okay. This pattern. So tell me, in this pattern, how many rows I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I have 5 rows. So what I can write? For I in range, and what is range function, what is for loop, all these I have already covered in the basics. For that you can check out my course at www.bigdatayatra.com. okay. So for I in range 5, and this 5, it will run for 0. It will run because index starts with 0, unless I have not specified the first argument. I have only specified the one argument, so it means it is the end, not the beginning. Beginning is always by default 0. So it will run for 0, it will run for 1, it will run for 2, it will run for 3, it will run for 4. It will run for these 5 values, right? How many columns I have? I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4, I have 5 columns. So inside this, I will write for j in range 5. So for every value of I, that is, say suppose if I is 0, j will run for 5 times. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. J will run 5 times. Correct. Now say suppose I am in my first row and j is 0. What I need to print? Star. Then j will increment 1. What I need to print? Star. J is 2. What I need to print? 3. What I need to print for j is equal to 3? Star. So I need to print star. So as per the third rule, see, the first rule was first loop is for row. That is done. Second rule was that this is for column. This is done. Third rule was to establish synergy between rows and columns. That is also done. In this case, it is both are equal 5, 5. Fourth rule was to print the character in J loop. So what I need to print? Star. I need to print star here, right? That's it. So let's deep dive what will happen. When I is 0, in this case, j will be 0 and my pointer will be here at this point. I will be here at this point. Both are 0. Star will be printed, right? Then j will be incremented to 1. So my pointer will be here. Then again star will be printed. Then similarly for j equal to 2, star will be printed. J equal to 3, star will be printed. J equal to 4, star. Now this will happen for the first value of I, that is I is 0. Now I will be incremented to 1. So in next line my star should be printed, correct? So after the end of every I loop, I need to print one new line character here. After this, I need to print a new line. So what I can write? I can just simply write print. That's it. And the indentation should be of I loop. Okay, here. So this is my complete code to print this pattern. So in new line, when I is 1, then again j will be 0, j will be 1, j will be 2, all the 5 characters get printed. And then for I equal to 2, a new line for before I gets 2 value, so a new line will be printed, and then again all these 5, then similarly all these patterns will be printed. Okay, if this is clear, let me just go to the pie chart and start printing it. Let me just zoom it up. So what pattern we are printing? We are printing this pattern, the square pattern, right? 3 4 number of rows should be equal to number of, we are printing this pattern, a square pattern. Okay, so now what I will write, first loop for rows, for second loop for columns, find synergy between rows and columns, then print character or number in inner loop or second loop. Okay, so let's go by this. Firstly, I will write for I in range, what is the number of rows? 5, right? Then I will write for j in range, what is the number of columns? 5. So 2 loops are done. What is the character I need to print? I need to print a star. Correct. This is done, and I need to change up for every value of I, right? I need to print a new line character, so I can simply write a print. Let's run this. What will happen? Let's see the output. Okay, so what is happening here? Star is getting printed in a new line, new line. But do I want this? No, I don't want this. What I want this? I want something like this. All the stars in the J loop should be printed in one row. So by default, print statement ends with a new line character, correct? But I want to end it with this empty space. Now what will happen? What I have done here, this is very, very important. By default, the value of end is \n. See, let me run this. You will get the same value. But I don't want a new line character after every star. No, I don't want this star. I want all the 5 stars should be printed in one row. So for that, I have to change this new line character to empty, this blank space, or not space, blank character, you can say blank character. Now let me run this. See, I have it the square pattern. Okay, see, star got printed, and then after, for every value of I, a new line character gets added. Okay, this print is just to add a new line, right? Which you see, if I remove this, you yourself see what will happen. All the stars are getting printed in one line, but after every row I want a new line, correct? So for that I am just adding print. That's it. So this is how it's getting printed. Now here number of rows and number of columns are 5, but let's make it generic. And take the input from the user and then add this n here. Correct. It's simple, right? Let me just run this. It is asking me for the input. Let me just add 5. It is printing. Let me run it again. It is asking me input for 6. For 6, it is printing 6 columns, 6 rows, square. Say suppose if I add 10, it is giving me the same pattern. Okay, so we have solved the first pattern. Now with the same logic we will solve other patterns too. What is the next pattern? Let me see. Next pattern is this. And here we have a right angle triangle. Here I have right angle triangle. Okay, so here again let's go with the same logic. How many rows I want? 1 2 3 4 5. I want 5 rows, so I will write for I in range 5. Clear? Same as the above one. But now in this there is one catch. How many columns I want? Do I want 5 columns for every row? No, right? Previously for every row I wanted the same number of columns, that is 5 rows 5 columns, right? For every row I wanted 5 columns, right? Or which was equivalent to number of rows. But here I don't want 5 columns. I want, for row number 0, I want 1 column. For row number 1, because indexing starts with 0, right? So for row number 1, I want 2 column. For row number 2, I want 3 column. For row number 3, I want 4 column. For row number 4, I want 5 column. So can I say number of column is equal to number of row plus 1? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Tell me, does it make sense or not? By looking at this, I am following my rule 3. What is my rule 3? Find synergy between rows and columns, right? So I am doing that. So here number of column is number of row plus 1. Okay, so what my inner loop will be for j in range, and how many column I want the value of row at that point of time plus 1. So I will write for j in range number of row plus 1. Does it make sense to you guys? Does it make sense? Because I represent my row number. This represent my row number. For the very first time I will be 0, and j will run for 0, 1. For I in range it will be 1 when I is 0. Let's do iteration after this. Let me just complete the program, and what I need to print star, right? And similarly, after every value of row I need to print a new line. This will be my program. And obviously here I will end with a blank space. Okay, let me just select eraser. Okay, eraser is not selecting, but you got it. This will be my program. Okay, this will be program. Now let's dry run it. Value of I is 0. That is I am at this row. J is, what J is? J is 1. J is 1 because I plus 1. So J will run for 1 time. That is, if I am saying range of 1, then it means it will run for only 1 time. That is for value 0. So J will run for 1 time. I will be here, and this star will be printed for the very first pass. And then a new line character will be printed, and then I will be here. Then for new line I will be I is 1 and j is 2. So j will run 2 times for 0 and 1, and both the times it will print star. Then I is 2, j will run for 0, 1, 2 because j is 3. If I is 2, j is 3. So range of 3 means it run for 0, 1, 2, right? So it will print 3 and so on. So okay, if it is clear, let me just go to the PyCharm. Let me just go to PyCharm and print this pattern to right angle triangle. And what is that? Star, then star, 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 something like this, right? Then let me just comment it out, and let me just comment this as well, or let me just do pattern 1 square pattern. You can also do like this, and let me just comment it out. Now let's look at program 2. For I in range, how many rows? 5 rows. For j in range, how many columns? Number of row plus 1. Correct. Then what I need to print? Star, and it should end with blank line, blank, not anything, and then a new line character for every value of I. This will be my program. Let me just run this. Oh, I got it. I hope it is clear. And I can take input from user, and I can replace here. That's it. Let me run this. Let me give value of I 6. I'm getting this. So we are done with second pattern too. We are done with second pattern too. Okay, 2 patterns done. Now I will move quick. Now I will move quick for these 4 patterns. For these 4 patterns, let's look at this. Let me just come here. Let me just paste. Let me just zoom it up. Okay, let me just zoom it up. And then I have this. I have how many rows? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 5 rows. So what I will write for I in range? I hope you are with me guys. Hear it very quickly, right? Now it's same as the right angle triangle. Same as the right angle triangle, because number of column is the row at that time plus 1. So number of column will be, inner loop will be for j in range. For j in range I plus 1, right? If value of row is 0, right, then I want my loop to run, inner loop to run 1 time, right? If I write only I here, so it will not even run. So that's why I plus 1, right? So, and what I need to print here, what I need to print, you guys tell me. I need to print, let's go again to our basics. For the very first time I 0, right? And here j in range 1. So इसका मतलब j भी 0 होगा, दोनों 0 है. प्रिंट मेरे को करवाना है 1. तो 1 कैसे प्रिंट होगा? 1 प्रिंट होगा j plus 1. Why not I plus 1? We'll see. Why not I plus 1? We'll see. Okay. Then अब क्या हुआ? j 0 है, प्रिंट हो गया 1. नाउ नेक्स्ट लाइन. अब नेक्स्ट लाइन में I है 1. j चलेगा 0 और 1 के लिए. तो अब मेरे को यहां पे प्रिंट करवाना है 1. तो अगर मैं i plus 1 लिखता हूं तो यहां तो 2 प्रिंट हो जाएगा. मेरे को j plus 1 करवाना है ताकि जब j 0 है तो यहां पे ये प्रिंट हो जाए 1. एंड देन व्हेन j is 1 द इनर लूप, तो फिर यहां पे प्रिंट हो जाए 2. अब जब i 2 होगा, j होगा 0 1 2, तो यहां पे पहले 1 प्रिंट होगा बिकॉज वी आर प्रिंटिंग j. फिर देन j 1 होगा तो 2 प्रिंट होगा, j जब 2 होगा तो 3 होगा, लाइक दिस. सो आई एम प्रिंटिंग j plus 1 and a new line character after this, and this print should end with, this print should end with, what do you say, a blank space. This is my code. This is my code. Let's just quickly jump to the PyCharm and write. Let's just quickly jump to the PyCharm and write, guys. Pattern 3, number based right angle triangle. Okay, so what I have, 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. This pattern 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this is my pattern. Let me just comment it out. Now let me just write, let me just take input from the user only from the very beginning. And for I in range, very simple, guys. You should also try. And what I need to run, the same I plus 1. And what I need to print, j plus 1. And I will end it with the blank space and a new line character. Let me just hit the run. I hope everything is commented. Yes, let me just hit the run. Number of 5. Oop, the pattern got printed. 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. And now many of you were thinking, भाई मैंने यहाँ पे I plus 1 क्यों नहीं लिखा? खुद देखो क्या होगा. I plus 1 अगर मैं लिख देता हूँ तो क्या हो रहा है? 5 and then this 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 4. सेम प्रिंट हो रहा है, राइट? व्हाई? बिकॉज ये भी एक पैटर्न है, वो विल सी, बट इस केस में j होगा क्योंकि j की वैल्यू के हिसाब से हमको प्रिंट करवाना है, राइट? तो अगेन let me just run this. Yes, 1 2 1 2 3, this pattern got printed. Again you should remember the rules which I told you. I will be equivalent to number of rows, the j will be for columns, and कितने columns है rows के हिसाब से वो find out करो और then फिर finally print क्या करवाना है, right? तो third pattern is also done, guys. Third pattern is also done. Let me just jump to the fourth pattern. What is the fourth pattern? Fourth pattern is this. Fourth pattern is this. Let me just erase all these. large eraser. Okay. Yeah, I think I am good now. Yes. Fourth pattern. Here again, the same which we saw, but here instead of j plus 1, we are printing I plus 1. That's it. So suppose if I is 0, I plus 1 will print 1. Then I is 1, I plus 1 will print 2 times. 3, 3, 3. The same program which we saw, right? Let's just quickly go and just run it. Pattern 4. And I want the same number every time. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay. So let me just quickly write the program for this. And I will take input from the user. For I in range, how many rows I want? The number of input. How many columns I want? The row number at that point of time plus 1. What I need to print? Say suppose if I is 0, I need to print what? 1. When I is 1, I need to print 2, 2. I write for every value of j. So I need to print I plus 1. And I need to end with the blank space. And for after every row, a new line gets printed. Let me just run this. And let me just give 5 as input. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. This pattern got printed. Now last two patterns. Let me just quickly come here. A reverse. This is something interesting, right? This is something interesting. These two are same, 5 and 6, but in the reverse order. Sorry, but in the reverse order. Firstly, we'll follow the same thing. How many rows I want? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want 5 rows. So what I will write for I in range? For I in range 5. How many columns I want? How many columns I want? Look at very carefully. When row is 0, I want 5 columns. When row is 1, I want 4 columns. When row is 3, when row is 2, I want 3. When row is 3, I want 2. When row is 4, I want 1. It is following the reverse order. It is following the reverse order, the number of columns. So what I will write for j in range, for j in range, what will be the value here, guys? Think yourself. Think yourself. But before that, I need to think yourself here. I need to run it in the reverse order, correct? So how many columns I want? For 0, I want 5. For 1, I want 4. So is it, do you see, it is the total minus the row number, that is 5 minus I. Can I say this? Can I say this? You yourself figure out. Can I say this? And then I want print star, then empty. Let's debug it. Let's debug it, guys. When I is 0, my pointer is here. My pointer is here. J will run for 5 minus I, that is 5 times. That is for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will run for 5 times and star will be printed. Now a new line will be printed. I will be 1. J will be 5 minus 1, which is 4. So J will run 4 times. 0, 1, 2, 3. So 4 times star will be printed. Now I is 2. J will run for 3 times. 5 minus 2, 3. So 0, 1, 2. This is how my reverse will be printed. Let me just quickly come to the PyCharm. Pattern 5. Star, 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 star. Okay, this is the pattern reverse right angle triangle. You guys also practice along with this. These are very important programs which are asked in interview. So what I will write for I in range, how many rows I want? I want number of rows as per the input which user will give, and I want n minus I, right? And then I will print star ending with blank space and then a new line character. Let me just run it. 5. Yes, my pattern or reverse triangle got printed. Hope it is clear, guys. Don't by heart, learn the logic. For first loop will be for number of rows, second loop will be for number of columns, and the pattern you want to print will be in the column itself. Now 5 patterns are done. I am left with only one pattern. I can give you this as a homework, but let me just cover it. I don't want you to work hard if I am here. Okay, so last pattern. Again the same right angle triangle, but here what I need to print again, j plus 1. Simple. If I want same like this, 5 5 5 5, or sorry, 1 1 1 1 1, 2 2 2 2, so I will print I plus 1. But if I want different, because j is changing for every value of I, so I will print j plus 1, same which we have already discussed. So let me just pattern 6. What is that pattern? Okay, 1 2 3 4 5, right? Just let me confirm. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3, 1 2 1. This is the pattern, last pattern of today's guys. So pattern 6. How many rows I want? I can take input from the user. Input returns string, that's why I'm doing it for I in range. The number of rows I want, the number of columns I want. Number of columns is what? Total number of rows minus the ith value. And what I need to print every time? Every time I need to print a j plus 1, and it should end with blank space. And then so let's debug it. Firstly, I will be 0, j will be 0 1 2 3 4, and what I am printing 1 2 3 4 5, that is one value more than j. Let me just give input as 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4, 1 2. Let me just run it again. Let me give input as 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2. All the test cases passed. So these are some of the 6 important patterns which you should know. This is not the end of the pattern, guys. We will cover more pattern in the upcoming lecture. Stay tuned for more. Jai Hind.